What up, everybody? This is Be Young at Be Young Be Fit, and today I'm here to teach you 7 ways to get more out of your workouts. Number 1, HIIT training. Number 2, supersets. Number 3, mastering your breath. Number 4, pre and post workout preparation. Number 5, tempo training. Number 6, including all of your muscle groups. And number 7, tracking your progress. The reason I'm making this video is because I want you to see better results. If you just learn and incorporate one of these 7 techniques, you're gonna ultimately see better results in every workout that you have, and that's what it's all about.
Be young, be fit, it's a lifestyle. None of it is lit. We run and we live, and we train with a purpose. Be young and be fit.
So the first strategy to get more out of your workouts is to incorporate HIIT training. HIIT training is, the simple definition of HIIT training is intensity over duration. You want to create as much intensity and go at as high of an intensity as you can in as short a period of time. One of my favorite HIIT training exercises is to use the battle ropes. In this exercise, I'm going to go as hard as I can for 15 seconds, and then I'm going to rest for 45. So I'm going to try to create as much tension and as much intensity as I can in a short period of time. And then I'm going to rest. And I'm going to rest for 45 seconds. And I'm going to repeat that 5 times. And in that cycle, in 5 minutes, I'm going to get tons of results. HIIT training is known to increase your metabolic rate, and it's fun and easy and simple. And if it's that, it's sustainable. Again, we're trying to train with a purpose, and HIIT training is exactly that. The second strategy to get more out of your workouts is to incorporate supersets. Supersets are 2 or more exercises paired together with minimal or no rest in between. One of my favorite supersets is to do goblet squats, and I'll perform 8 to 10 reps of this, obviously a lower body exercise. And then with minimal or no rest, I'll go right into a bent over row where I'm working my upper body, my arms. So my legs are getting active rest. And then once I perform 10 of those, I'm gonna go right back to the goblet squats. Supersets are an awesome way to work smarter, not harder. You can hit more muscle groups and get more exercises in the same amount of time. The third strategy for getting more out of your workouts, ironically, I'm out of breath right now, is to master your breath. The most important thing to remember on this is to understand the difference between aerobic and anaerobic breath, okay? The requirements that it takes to do a strength exercise are different than the requirements that it takes to do a cardiovascular exercise. Perfect example is something like squats. It's the same exercise, but depending on my requirements, I'm gonna breathe completely different. On the first one, I'm gonna do air squats, and I'm gonna do them at a faster pace, okay? A fast pace, and I'm just having kind of a normal breath here. I wanna be able to talk through it. I wanna be able to have a conversation. Conversely, when I do a barbell squat with a heavier weight, I'm gonna take a whole different breath. Listen to this. So you can already hear, I can't have a conversation here. I need to take a big diaphragm breath before I go down. And exhale as I come up. Completely different breathing technique. Once you learn how to master your breathing, you're gonna be able to lift heavier. And we already talked about the importance of that in our other videos. The fourth strategy is pre and post workout preparation. Don't sabotage your workouts before they even begin. Planning how to properly hydrate and properly fuel is so important, and it can actually help or hinder you in the gym. To make sure that I'm drinking enough water, I always take a gallon jug with me. It's a good conversation piece, but it also ensures that I get enough water by the end of the day, or more importantly, before my workouts. Also, meal prepping is super important as well. You want to control the things that you can control here. And doing something as simple as hydrating and being fueled is something that you can control. And overall, you're gonna feel more empowered if you can get this strategy down. The fifth workout strategy is one of my favorites. I call it tempo training. Tempo training is basically changing the tempo of a certain exercise. This is a great way to increase the difficulty without having to increase the reps or the weight. The first thing you need to learn about this is the difference between concentric and eccentric in a repetition. In any exercise, there's usually a concentric and an eccentric, or a shortening and a tightening of the muscle, or a stretching or lengthening of the muscle. An example is like a push-up. So if you do push-ups in your normal workouts, say you do reps of 10, this would be the eccentric and the concentric. And if you're doing 10 reps, maybe that's getting difficult. But chances are it's probably gonna start to get easier throughout your training. A good way to switch it up and make it more difficult and still do 10 reps of push-ups is to do what I call eccentric training. So now the focus is going down on an 8 count. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up on a 1. 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I could do 10 of those eccentric push-ups, and it's gonna feel like I did 20 of the normal push-ups. Another form of tempo training is isometric training, and this is probably the hardest out of all of them. Isometric training means a holding exercise. So using the example of push-ups again, I'm gonna go down in a push-up and I'm gonna hold it right in the middle of the push-up. Maybe holding for 10, even 30 seconds, and then performing the concentric movement. So again, I'm holding and pushing out of it. Changing the tempo of the exercise is a great way to increase the difficulty without having to lift heavier weights or do more reps. So the sixth strategy to get more out of your workouts is to make sure you're incorporating all of your muscle groups. By incorporating all of your muscle groups, not only are you staying away from muscle imbalances, which ultimately will cause injuries, but you're also burning more calories and seeing better results. A great example of how to break down your workouts to ensure you're including all these muscle groups is to make sure you do 1 or 2 of an upper body exercise, 1 or 2 of a lower body exercise, 1 exercise for your core, 1 exercise for your mobility, and then maybe even a conditioning piece as well, like we talked about HIIT training. By doing this, you're covering all your bases. Not only are you going to get a great workout, but you're also going to improve in your daily life activities. The 7th strategy to get more out of your workouts is probably the most important, but I think the most underutilized, and that's tracking your workouts. If you're not tracking your workouts, how do you know if you're progressing? There's lots of different options for tracking your workouts. Nowadays, there's so many smartwatches and online exercise logs, and those are great. I'm an old-fashioned guy though. I like to just write mine down in a good old-fashioned journal. I'm going to show you an example of how I would track my progress in just 1 exercise, just a squat exercise. And you can incorporate this as well in all of your workouts for all of the muscle groups that like we talked about. So if I'm tracking my workout for my squats, let's say on April 1st, I did a squat of 95 pounds and I did 10 reps and 3 sets. And then the next week, when I went to squat, maybe I couldn't go any heavier. Maybe I still did that 95 pounds, and I still did 3 sets of 10. But on this day, I got better depth. These are the type of things that are so important when tracking your progress, that you look outside of the box and not just at the weights or the reps. Getting better depth on these squats means you're getting better and you're getting stronger and you're progressing. That's the whole point. So maybe in another week, you are able to go up in weight. Maybe you do 115 pounds. Okay? So again, if your goal is to lift heavier weights, then track your progress to make sure you're lifting heavier weights. Even an increase of 5 pounds is progressing in the right direction. But if your goal is to get better form, better technique, less pain, these are the things that you should also be tracking. Make sure that in one way or another, you're increasing the weights, you're increasing the reps, or you're increasing your form or technique. By tracking your progress in 1 or more of these 3 areas, you're gonna have visual confirmation that you're getting stronger. That's gonna build confidence. Remember, fitness is a journey, not a destination. It's so important to track your progress. You're gonna gain confidence. You're going to knock down these barriers. Life is about ups and downs. Sometimes when you're looking at these journals, you'll see that you're actually regressing in weight, but maybe you're improving in a different area. That's all it's about. Progressing in one way or another, you're constantly getting better. You're getting stronger. Remember, fitness is a journey, not a destination. Thanks for watching our video today, Fit Fam. If you just take one of those 7 workout strategies and incorporate it, you're gonna live a happier and healthier life.